we don't need to relive those awful years of blood and sacrifice and the total beating up of the English language. But he became a fetish for me. He was my president, so I'm going to listen to every word. You know, like him or not like him, he's my guy for 8 years, so I'm going to listen. Every State of the Union address, every press conference, I would listen and watch. And not only did he say wacky, wild things, no doubt you can find them on the internet for your amusement, but the way he would speak, it's as if he was at war with English. Like, he and English did not get along. And I always try to imagine, what does the inside of George W. Bush's mind look like? And my artist's rendering of his mind was like this vast intellectual wasteland of charred earth and trees denuded by some Old Testament apocalyptic searing that burned the entirety of his mind. And all you see now is like cars burned down to their primer coat, still smoking, trees denuded of leaves, just like sitting there like scarecrows with smoke rising, and the few words still lost and wandering, traumatized across this vast intellectual wasteland were these ashen lambs. And the pen had long since melted, and the shepherd, he split in 8th grade. And so now these word lambs kind of wander around this lonely, scorched property, like, help, someone conjugate me, and every once in a while the president would have to like gather them because he would have to speak. Like, okay, the word of fire now. You're a noun, you stay there, okay? You're a verb, you get here, no? Oh, hell with it. Just get out of my mouth now! Get all y'all, get out now! And the words would just come tumbling out of his mouth. And you were left to wonder, does this guy not care about what he's saying, or is he an avant poet wordsmith coming at me from such a high level, my intellectual pay grade is just too low to grapple with this god of the English language? Because he would say things, and he would stick on certain words. Like, he would have to like will himself through polysyllabic words. Like a man getting ready to run through 5 plates of glass. Like, proliferator! And he'd say it. And sometimes instinctively his head would turn to the side, his mouth would open up, because usually Condoleezza Rice would be on the side of the table with an M&M or an anchovy. Boy. He would keep talking. And so I later came to the conclusion that words thought after he said them that they would never have to be said by him again. And so they would tear themselves out of his mouth, hopefully never again. Like, I'm out of there. And that's why he would speak and stop for a second, because the words like, get off me! And they would just, relax! And you know, he'd say the again. They're like, oh, no, not again, no, not again! And so when George W. Bush is going to put pen to paper, really, he wrote a book? Oh, I'm so curious. So I crack open Decision Points, and ghosts come screaming out of the book. And it's not the ghosts of thousands, or not millions of dead Iraqis and Afghan citizens, or thousands of dead U.S. Military personnel, but all the ghost writers who helped him write the book. The Ghost of Christmas Past came out, Casper came screaming out of there. Ah! And so I start reading out loud from Decision Points. And you can always tell a ghost-written text because it basically reads like breast augmentation looks. Fake and oddly repellent.